Today, we'll dive deep into The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene, chapter by chapter. This book is packed with invaluable lessons on psychology and strategy that can help you in all areas of life. It's one of the most profound books on understanding ourselves as humans, and I can't wait to explore it with you all. So, let's dive in. The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Chapter 1. The Law of Irrationality. Have you ever wondered why sometimes, out of the blue, we just act a little crazy? I'm talking about those moments when we do things that just don't seem to make any sense at all. Well, you're not alone. We often like to think of ourselves as rational beings. We make lists, weigh pros and cons, and try to make the best decisions. But if we're all so rational, why do we often end up making irrational decisions? That's where the law of irrationality steps in. It suggests that despite our best efforts, our emotions often cloud our judgment more than we'd like to admit. Now think about a time when you made a decision in the heat of the moment. Maybe you snapped at someone you care about over something trivial, or you splurged on something you didn't really need. We've all been there, right? This law isn't here to scold us, but rather to remind us that our emotions can have a powerful grip on our actions. Emotions can be incredibly useful. They drive us to love, to protect, and to change things that we care about. However, they can also lead us astray. The key takeaway from the law of irrationality is awareness. By being aware that we are not always as rational as we think, we can step back and try to see the emotional forces at play in our decisions. So how do we combat this irrationality? First off, it's about recognizing when you're making an emotional decision. Ask yourself, am I deciding this because I feel strongly about it right now, or because it's actually the best decision? The next step is to give yourself some time. Often just taking a moment to pause can help clear the emotional fog. Another powerful method is to seek out different perspectives. Talk to people who might see the situation differently. Their insights can help balance out your emotional biases and bring more rationality into your decision-making process. Remember, understanding the law of irrationality isn't about suppressing our emotions, but managing them. It's about making our emotions work for us, not against us. By embracing this law, we can make wiser decisions that reflect both our rational minds and our emotional hearts. So, the next time you find yourself about to make a snap decision, take a breath, step back, and consider what's really driving you. It might just save you from a bit of craziness. And that's a wrap on the law of irrationality. I hope this gives you some food for thought on how our emotions and rationality often tangle in the dance of decision-making. Remember, a little awareness goes a long way in mastering the laws of our nature. Chapter 2. The Law of Narcissism. Greene suggests that all of us have some level of narcissism. At its core, narcissism is an excessive focus on oneself, to the extent of ignoring the needs and feelings of others. We all have a bit of narcissism, but it varies. At healthy levels, it's about self-love and confidence. At extreme levels, it can be toxic and destructive. Recognizing where you or others fall on this spectrum is super important. So, where does narcissism come from? It often starts in childhood. If a child doesn't get the right kind of validation, or if they're neglected or overly indulged, they can develop an unhealthy focus on themselves. These early experiences shape how we act and relate to others as adults. Greene introduces this idea called the mirror effect. Basically, narcissists are obsessed with how they are perceived by others. They see themselves reflected in the actions and reactions of others. Narcissists tend to be highly sensitive to how they are perceived and can become obsessed with their image. This can lead to some pretty manipulative behaviors to ensure they are seen in a positive light. Not all narcissists are the same. Greene identifies different types of narcissists, including the theatrical narcissist seeks constant attention and validation. The passive-aggressive narcissist expresses their self-love through subtle manipulation and control. The royal narcissist believes they are superior and entitled to special treatment. The healthy narcissist possesses a balanced sense of self-worth and empathy for others. One of the key skills Greene emphasizes is the ability to recognize narcissistic traits in others. This can help you navigate relationships and avoid being manipulated or harmed by extreme narcissists. Look for signs such as excessive need for admiration, lack of empathy, and a sense of entitlement. We all have some narcissistic tendencies. Self-reflection is key. Work on developing empathy and find a sense of purpose beyond just self-gratification. This can lead to healthier relationships and more meaningful success. When dealing with narcissists, Greene advises maintaining a healthy distance and setting firm boundaries. Sometimes, use flattery strategically to manage interactions without becoming a victim of their manipulation. Greene argues that narcissism is a natural part of human nature, but it varies in degree from person to person. Understanding and managing narcissism, both in ourselves and in others, is crucial for personal and social success. Narcissism distorts our perception, making us overestimate our abilities and underestimate challenges. Have you ever met someone who just couldn't accept they were wrong? That's narcissism at play. Greene teaches us how to recognize and manage these traits within ourselves and others. Awareness is the first step. By understanding our own narcissistic tendencies, we can strive for a more balanced perspective, enhancing our interactions and decisions. For instance, the next time you find yourself getting overly defensive or feeling excessively hurt by criticism, take a step back. Ask yourself, is my narcissism speaking here? This simple question can save you from heaps of unnecessary drama and self-inflicted pain. And when dealing with a narcissist, remember, it's not about confrontation, but navigation. Adjust your approach, use empathy, and sometimes, just sometimes, let them have their moment. Understanding the law of narcissism, as Greene lays it out, helps us navigate our nature and nurture better relationships. It's about finding that sweet spot where our self-esteem supports our goals without trampling over others. By understanding the spectrum of narcissism, recognizing it in ourselves and others, and developing strategies to manage it, we can improve our personal and professional relationships. Remember, introspection is the key to personal growth. Keep exploring yourself and the nature around you. Chapter 3. The Law of Role-Playing. Guess what? Every day, whether we realize it or not, we're all actors in the grand stage of life. Greene explains that role-playing is a natural part of being human. From a young age, we learn to adopt certain roles to fit into our surroundings. These roles help us gain acceptance, influence others, and achieve our goals. We all wear masks in social situations to present ourselves in a way that's appealing to others. But sometimes, wearing a mask can create a disconnect between who we really are and the persona we project. If this gap gets too big, it can lead to inner conflict and stress. While role-playing can be super useful, Greene warns us not to be too inauthentic. If people see you as insincere or manipulative, it can really hurt your reputation and relationships. The key is to balance the roles you play with being true to yourself. Greene provides strategies for mastering the art of role-playing. These include self-awareness, understand the roles you naturally gravitate towards and how they impact your interactions. Adaptability. Be flexible and adjust your role based on the situation and the people you are dealing with. Observation. Study others to understand their roles and how they influence social dynamics. Authenticity. Integrate your true self into the roles you play to maintain sincerity and build trust. Role-playing isn't just for actors. Greene talks about how it shows up in various areas, like the workplace, personal relationships, and public life. Playing the right role can make you more effective and help you reach your goals. It's not about being fake, it's about adapting to the situations and people we encounter. Greene emphasizes that how others perceive you can greatly influence your success. By understanding the roles you play and managing your image, you can shape perceptions in your favor and boost your chances of success. By being aware of the masks we wear and striving for a balance between role-playing and authenticity, we can navigate social situations more effectively and build stronger, more genuine relationships. Chapter 4. The Law of Compulsive Behavior. The law of compulsive behavior is all about understanding how our repetitive actions and compulsions shape our lives. Greene defines compulsive behavior as repetitive actions that are driven by underlying emotional needs or psychological patterns. These behaviors often operate beneath our conscious awareness, leading us to act in ways that are not always in our best interest. So, where do these compulsions come from? Greene explains that they often start in childhood as coping mechanisms for dealing with stress, anxiety, or trauma, childhood experiences, and unresolved emotional issues. These early experiences can shape our adult behaviors in ways we might not even be aware of. Several common patterns of compulsive behavior, including the need for control. Some people have a compulsive need to control their environment and the people around them. Perfectionism, the compulsive drive to achieve perfection in every aspect of life, often leading to burnout and dissatisfaction. Approval seeking, compulsively seeking validation and approval from others, which can result in a lack of authenticity and self-esteem. Addictive behaviors. These include substance abuse, gambling, shopping, or any activity that becomes a compulsive habit. Greene encourages us to reflect on our own behaviors and identify any patterns that might be compulsive. Recognizing these patterns is the first step to taking control of them. So, how do we manage and overcome these compulsive behaviors? Greene offers several strategies to manage and overcome compulsive behavior, including mindfulness, practicing mindfulness to become more aware of your actions and the motivations behind them. Emotional regulation, developing techniques to manage your emotions, such as meditation, therapy, or journaling. Breaking the cycle, identifying triggers for your compulsive behaviors and creating new, healthier habits to replace them. Seeking help. Sometimes professional help is necessary to address deeply ingrained compulsive behaviors. Finally, Greene emphasizes the importance of embracing change and being open to growth. By understanding and addressing our compulsive behaviors, we can break free from their hold and live more intentional, fulfilling lives. So, by becoming more self-aware, understanding our compulsions, and learning how to manage them, we can regain control and create healthier, more intentional lives. So, next time you find yourself doing something compulsively, take a moment to ask why. It might just be the key to unlocking a more conscious and controlled life. Chapter 5. The Law of Covetousness. The law of covetousness explores the human tendency to desire what others have, often leading to envy and competition. Greene defines covetousness as the intense desire to possess what others have. This can include material possessions, status, relationships, and even personal qualities. Covetousness is deeply rooted in human nature and can drive much of our behavior. The origins of covetousness, it stems from our inherent need to compare ourselves to others. This comparison often leads to feelings of inadequacy and a desire to bridge the perceived gap by acquiring what others possess. Greene also points out that societal and cultural influences can exacerbate these feelings. Covetousness can manifest in various ways, including envy, feeling resentful because someone else has something you want, something you don't have; possessiveness, wanting to keep what you have to yourself, fearing it might be taken away; greed, always wanting more even at the expense of others; ambition, striving to achieve and acquire, which can be good if balanced, but harmful if it gets out of control. Greene explains that covetousness can have both positive and negative effects. On the positive side, it can drive innovation and progress. On the negative side, it can lead to destructive behaviors, strained relationships, and personal dissatisfaction. Greene offers strategies to manage and mitigate the effects of covetousness. Self-awareness. Recognize and acknowledge your desires and the feelings behind them. Gratitude. Focus on appreciating what you already have, rather than constantly seeking more. Redefine success. Shift your focus from external markers of success to internal fulfillment and personal growth. Empathy. Understand and appreciate the successes and possessions of others without feeling threatened or envious. So, channel covetousness positively. We can channel our covetous desires into positive actions. By using our ambitions to fuel personal development and contribute to the greater good, we can transform potentially destructive desires into constructive outcomes. Understanding our covetous desires and learning to manage them can help us lead more fulfilling lives. Chapter 6. The Law of Short-Sightedness. This chapter examines the human tendency to focus on immediate gains and short-term thinking, often at the expense of long-term success and fulfillment. Greene defines short-sightedness as the focus on immediate rewards and the neglect of long-term consequences. This kind of thinking can lead to impulsive decisions and actions that may seem beneficial in the moment, but are detrimental in the long run. So, where does this short-sighted behavior come from? Greene explains that humans are hardwired to respond to immediate stimuli and rewards. This trait helped our ancestors survive, but in today's world, it can be counterproductive, especially when long-term planning and delayed gratification are more beneficial. Short-sightedness can manifest in various ways, like impulsiveness, making hasty decisions without considering their long-term impact. Overreaction, responding excessively to immediate threats or opportunities. Lack of perspective, failing to see the bigger picture or understand the broader context of a situation. Procrastination, delaying important tasks because the immediate discomfort is more salient than future rewards. Greene uses historical figures to illustrate short-sightedness, like Napoleon Bonaparte. His impulsive and short-term thinking led to his downfall. Despite his initial successes, Napoleon's inability to consider long-term consequences ultimately resulted in his exile. Short-sightedness can lead to negative outcomes like missed opportunities, damaged relationships, and personal and professional failures. It can also trap us in a cycle of reactive behavior, where we're constantly responding to crises instead of proactively shaping our future. So, how do we overcome short-sightedness? Greene offers several strategies to overcome short-sightedness and cultivate a long-term perspective. Self-awareness. Recognize your tendencies towards impulsiveness and immediate gratification. Patience and discipline. Practice delaying gratification and making decisions with long-term benefits in mind. Big picture thinking. Train yourself to see beyond the immediate situation and consider broader trends and future consequences. Strategic planning. Set long-term goals and create detailed plans to achieve them, breaking them down into manageable steps. So being able to adjust your plans and strategies in response to changing circumstances is crucial for long-term success. Embracing change helps you stay relevant and resilient in a constantly evolving world. Understanding and overcoming short-sightedness can help us make better decisions and achieve more sustainable success. Chapter 7. The Law of Defensiveness. The law of defensiveness delves into the ways people react defensively when they feel threatened or criticized. Greene outlines how understanding these defensive mechanisms can improve personal interactions and relationships. Defensiveness is a natural human response to perceived threats or criticism. It's a protective mechanism to guard one's self-esteem and ego. People become defensive to protect their vulnerabilities and insecurities. Recognizing this can help in managing and navigating interactions more effectively. Certain behaviors or comments can trigger defensiveness. These include criticism, unsolicited advice, or any action perceived as a personal attack. It's important to be aware of these triggers to avoid inadvertently causing defensive reactions in others. Signs of defensiveness. Greene outlines various signs that indicate a person is becoming defensive, such as sudden changes in tone, body language, denial, rationalization, and aggression. Recognizing these signs can help in adjusting one's approach to diffuse tension and foster more constructive dialogue. Greene emphasizes the importance of self-awareness in managing one's own defensiveness. By recognizing when you are becoming defensive, you can take steps to control your reactions. Techniques such as taking a pause, deep breathing, and re-evaluating the situation can help in responding more calmly and rationally. To avoid triggering defensiveness in others, Greene suggests strategies such as framing criticism constructively, showing empathy, and using diplomatic language. It's also helpful to create a supportive environment where the other person feels safe and understood. Sometimes it's necessary to strategically retreat from a conflict or defensive situation. This doesn't mean conceding defeat, but rather choosing a more opportune moment to address the issue, letting some conflicts slide and revisiting them when emotions have cooled down, allowing for a more productive discussion. Apply these principles to improve communication with partners, friends, and family members. By reducing defensiveness, you can build stronger and more harmonious relationships. Reflect on your own defensive patterns and work on overcoming them. This self-awareness can lead to personal growth and better emotional intelligence. In the workplace, understanding defensiveness can help in managing employees, negotiating with colleagues, and resolving disputes. To wrap up, the law of defensiveness teaches us that by understanding and managing defensive behaviors, we can improve our interactions and build more positive relationships. Next, Chapter 8, The Law of Self-Sabotage. Greene delves into the unconscious forces that drive self-sabotaging behavior and offers insights on how to recognize and overcome these tendencies. Self-sabotage is a pattern where individuals hinder their own goals and well-being. This behavior often stems from deep-seated fears and insecurities. It involves unconscious motivations and behaviors that lead to failure or disappointment. Greene suggests that self-sabotage is rooted in early life experiences, often involving feelings of guilt, unworthiness, or fear of success. Negative beliefs about oneself, ingrained from a young age, can lead to a cycle of self-defeating behavior. Forms of self-sabotage: procrastination, delaying tasks that are important for success. Indecisiveness, avoiding making decisions due to fear of making the wrong choice. Perfectionism, setting unattainable standards that lead to feelings of failure. Negative self-talk, internal dialogue that undermines confidence and motivation. Addictive behaviors, engaging in harmful habits that distract from goals and responsibilities. Greene emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and self-reflection. Understand the underlying fears and beliefs that drive your self-sabotaging behavior. Develop a more positive self-image and cultivate self-compassion. Replace negative self-talk with affirmations and constructive thoughts. Set realistic and achievable goals. Break tasks into smaller steps to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Seek feedback and support from others. Surround yourself with people who encourage and motivate you. Shift your mindset from one of fear and doubt to one of confidence and resilience. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Practice mindfulness and stay present in the moment. This helps in reducing anxiety about the future and regrets about the past. Celebrate small victories and progress. Acknowledge your achievements to build momentum and confidence. The law of self-sabotage provides valuable insights into the unconscious patterns that hinder our success and happiness. By understanding the roots and forms of self-sabotage and taking steps to overcome them, we can break free from these negative cycles and achieve our true potential. Greene encourages us to become more self-aware, cultivate a positive mindset, and develop habits that support our goals and well-being. Now, Chapter 9, The Law of Repression. The law of repression explores the psychological mechanisms behind repression, how it affects our behavior and interactions, and ways to become more aware of and manage our repressed emotions. Greene defines repression as the process by which we unconsciously hide or suppress emotions, desires, and memories that we find unacceptable or threatening. These repressed elements don't disappear. Instead, they influence our thoughts and actions in subtle and often negative ways. Repression often begins in childhood, when we start to learn what is acceptable behavior and what is not. To fit in with societal norms or family expectations, we might push down certain feelings or desires. Over time, this becomes an unconscious habit. Repression can manifest in various ways, including anxiety and stress. Repressed emotions can create a constant undercurrent of anxiety or stress. Unexplained anger. Sudden bursts of anger or irritation can be signs of repressed feelings surfacing. Self-sabotage. Engaging in behaviors that undermine our own success or well-being can be linked to unresolved inner conflicts. Projection. Attributing our own repressed feelings to others and reacting negatively towards them. Repression can have several negative effects on our lives. Physical health issues. Chronic repression can lead to physical symptoms like headaches, fatigue, or even more serious health problems. Emotional turmoil. Internalized emotions can create a constant sense of emotional instability. Strained relationships. Repression can cause misunderstandings and conflicts in our relationships, as we might react irrationally to others. Greene emphasizes the importance of becoming aware of our repressed emotions and desires. Self-awareness is the first step toward managing and integrating these hidden parts of ourselves. Spend time reflecting on your feelings and behaviors to identify any repressed emotions. Find healthy ways to express your emotions, such as through art, writing, or talking with a trusted friend or therapist. Mindfulness and meditation, practices that help you stay present, can also help you become more aware of your internal state. In conclusion, by understanding repression and its effects, and by employing strategies to become more self-aware and expressive, we can manage our repressed emotions and lead healthier, more balanced lives. Move on to Chapter 10, The Law of Envy. Greene defines envy as the feeling of discontent or resentment aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. Unlike admiration, which can inspire us, envy often leads to negative emotions and destructive behavior. Envy often stems from deep-seated insecurities and feelings of inferiority. It arises when we compare ourselves to others and perceive that they have something we lack. Social environments that emphasize competition and comparison can exacerbate these feelings. Envy can manifest in various ways, including gossip and backbiting, speaking ill of others to bring them down or tarnish their reputation. Sabotage, deliberate actions to hinder or undermine the success of those we envy. Passive-aggressive behavior, indirect expressions of envy through subtle digs or insincere compliments. Ostentatiousness, flaunting one's own successes or possessions to provoke envy in others. Envy can have several detrimental effects. Personal unhappiness. Envy creates a constant state of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. relationship strain. It can lead to conflicts and tensions in personal and professional relationships. Self-sabotage. Envy can cause us to focus on others' successes instead of our own goals, hindering our progress. Greene emphasizes the importance of recognizing envy within ourselves. This requires honest self-reflection and acknowledgement of our feelings of inferiority or resentment. Strategies to manage envy. Gratitude. Focus on what you have and appreciate your own achievements and blessings. Admiration over envy. Transform envy into admiration by learning from those you envy and using their success as inspiration. Self-improvement. Invest in your own growth and development rather than fixating on others. Generosity. Practice kindness and generosity to shift your focus from competition to collaboration. Greene suggests that building empathy can help mitigate feelings of envy. By understanding others' struggles and successes, we can foster a more compassionate and supportive outlook. Also, be cautious of envious individuals, as their negativity can be toxic. Surround yourself with supportive and positive people who encourage your growth. So, by recognizing envy within ourselves and employing strategies to transform it into positive actions, we can lead happier, more fulfilling lives. Chapter 11. The Law of Grandiosity. This chapter explores the psychological mechanisms behind grandiosity, how it affects our behavior and interactions. Greene defines grandiosity as an inflated sense of one's own importance, talents, or abilities. It is characterized by an excessive focus on one's achievements and a belief that one is superior to others. Grandiosity often stems from early life experiences and personality traits. It can be rooted in childhood, where excessive praise or an environment of unrealistic expectations foster a sense of superiority. It can also emerge as a defense mechanism to counter feelings of inferiority and insecurity. Grandiosity can show up in various ways, like exaggerated self-importance, believing that one's contributions or talents are far more significant than they are. Lack of empathy, focusing solely on oneself and disregarding the feelings and needs of others. Overconfidence, taking excessive risks due to an unrealistic assessment of one's abilities. Need for admiration, constantly seeking validation and admiration from others. Grandiosity can have several negative effects. Alienation, pushing people away due to arrogance and lack of empathy. Failure and disappointment, setting unrealistic goals and failing to achieve them can lead to significant setbacks. Emotional instability. The gap between grandiose self-image and reality can create deep emotional turmoil. Greene emphasizes the importance of recognizing grandiosity within ourselves. This involves honest self-reflection and acknowledging our tendencies towards self-importance and overconfidence. So, how do we manage grandiosity? Greene gives us some great strategies. Grounded realism. Cultivate a realistic view of your abilities and achievements. Set achievable goals and be honest about your limitations. Humility. Practice humility by acknowledging the contributions of others and understanding that everyone has strengths and weaknesses. Empathy. Develop empathy by focusing on the needs and feelings of others and by genuinely listening and engaging with them. Continuous learning. Embrace a mindset of continuous learning and self-improvement, recognizing that there is always more to learn and achieve. It's important to strive for greatness, but we also need to stay grounded and connected to reality. Find a balance between ambition and realism. This balance helps us avoid the pitfalls of grandiosity and maintain healthy progress. By recognizing our tendencies towards grandiosity and adopting a more grounded and empathetic approach, we can achieve greater success and maintain healthier relationships. Chapter 12. The Law of Gender Rigidity. The law of gender rigidity explores the limitations imposed by rigid gender roles, how they impact our behavior and interactions. Greene defines gender rigidity as the strict adherence to traditional gender roles and stereotypes. These roles dictate how men and women are supposed to behave, limiting the expression of our true selves. Gender roles have deep historical and cultural roots. Societal norms, religious teachings, and historical practices have long dictated specific roles and behaviors for men and women. These roles were often necessary for survival in ancient societies, but are less relevant today. Gender rigidity can manifest in various ways, including suppressing emotions. Men might be discouraged from showing vulnerability, while women might be discouraged from showing assertiveness. Career choices. Certain professions are stereotypically seen as male or female, limiting individuals from pursuing their true interests. Relationship dynamics. Gender roles can dictate power dynamics and responsibilities in relationships, often leading to imbalance and dissatisfaction. Greene uses historical figures to illustrate the impact of gender rigidity. For example, he discusses the life of French writer George Sand, Amantine Lucille Aurore Dupin, who defied gender norms by dressing as a man and adopting a male pen name to gain freedom and respect in her career. Gender rigidity can have several negative effects, such as stifled potential. People are unable to explore and develop their full range of talents and interests. Emotional suppression. Suppressing emotions and traits that don't fit traditional roles can lead to psychological distress, conflict and misunderstanding. Rigid roles can create misunderstandings and conflicts in personal and professional relationships. Greene emphasizes the importance of embracing a more fluid understanding of gender. This involves recognizing and valuing traits and behaviors in ourselves and others that don't conform to traditional gender roles. Greene offers several strategies to deal with gender rigidity. First off, reflect on how gender roles have influenced your behavior and choices. Recognize areas where you might be limiting yourself. Embracing opposite traits. Encourage yourself to develop traits typically associated with the opposite gender, such as vulnerability for men or assertiveness for women. Look for role models who have successfully transcended traditional gender roles. Learn from their experiences and apply similar strategies in your own life. Lastly, encourage and support those around you in breaking free from gender constraints. Foster an environment where everyone feels free to express their true selves. So by recognizing and overcoming the limitations imposed by traditional gender roles and integrating both masculine and feminine traits within ourselves, we can unlock our full potential and lead more authentic, balanced, and fulfilling lives. And that's a wrap on the law of gender rigidity. Next, Chapter 13, the law of aimlessness. The law of aimlessness explores the importance of having a clear sense of purpose and direction in life, how aimlessness can undermine our success and happiness. Greene defines aimlessness as a lack of direction, purpose, or long-term goals in life. It involves drifting through life without clear objectives or a sense of meaning. Aimlessness can lead to a range of negative outcomes, like lack of fulfillment. Without a clear purpose, we may feel unfulfilled and dissatisfied, even if we achieve certain successes. Procrastination. Aimlessness often leads to procrastination, as we have no clear goals to drive our actions. Susceptibility to influence. Without a strong sense of direction, we are more easily influenced by others, leading to decisions that may not align with our true desires. Having a clear sense of purpose provides several benefits: motivation and drive. A strong sense of purpose motivates us to take action and persevere through challenges. Focus and clarity. Purpose helps us prioritize our efforts and make decisions that align with our long-term goals. Resilience. When we encounter setbacks, a clear purpose helps us stay resilient and committed to our path. Greene offers several strategies to find and maintain a sense of purpose. Self-reflection. Spend time reflecting on your interests, values, and what truly matters to you. Identify activities and goals that align with these aspects. Setting goals. Establish clear, achievable goals that align with your purpose. Break them down into smaller steps to create a roadmap for your journey. Continuous learning. Embrace a mindset of continuous learning and self-improvement. Seek out new experiences and knowledge that align with your purpose. Eliminating distractions. Identify and eliminate distractions that divert you from your path. Focus your time and energy on activities that contribute to your long-term goals. Building a support system. Surround yourself with supportive people who understand and encourage your goals. Seek out mentors and role models who can provide guidance and inspiration. Well, our purpose can evolve over time. It's important to remain flexible and open to change, adapting your goals and direction as you grow and learn more about yourself and the world. By recognizing the dangers of aimlessness and employing strategies to find and maintain our purpose, we can achieve greater fulfillment, motivation, and success. Now, Chapter 14, The Law of Conformity. The law of conformity states that people tend to act similar to those around them in order to fit in. Greene delves into the human tendency to conform to social norms and the influence of group dynamics on our behavior. Conformity is the act of matching attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors to group norms. This tendency is driven by our need for acceptance, security, and belonging. Conformity is rooted in several psychological mechanisms. Social proof. We look to others for cues on how to behave, especially in uncertain situations. If others are doing something, we assume it's correct. Fear of exclusion. The fear of being ostracized or rejected by the group can drive us to conform to group norms, even when they conflict with our personal beliefs. Desire for harmony. Conformity helps maintain social harmony and reduces conflicts within a group. Conformity can lead to many negative outcomes. Conforming to group norms can suppress our unique thoughts, feelings, and talents. When everyone conforms, innovation and creativity can be stifled, leading to mediocrity and stagnation. Conformity can lead us to compromise our values and ethics to fit in with the group. Greene emphasizes the importance of recognizing when and why we conform. This involves self-awareness and critical thinking to understand the social pressures influencing our behavior. But here's the twist. You can use this law to your advantage. How? Let's break it down. First, be aware of the environments you choose. Our surroundings subtly shape us. Surround yourself with people who have different viewpoints and backgrounds. This can help you broaden your perspective and reduce the tendency to conform to a single group. Cultivate self-reliance. A strong sense of self and confidence in your own values and beliefs. Trust your judgment and resist the urge to seek constant validation from others. Critical thinking. Develop the habit of questioning group norms and decisions. Analyze situations independently rather than blindly following the crowd. Practice assertiveness. Learn to express your opinions and stand up for your beliefs, even when they go against the group. Assertiveness helps you maintain your individuality and integrity. By bringing your unique perspective and voice, you provide something no one else can, which makes you memorable and valued despite the conformity in other areas. Lastly, use this knowledge of conformity to navigate social situations more effectively. Understanding why people behave the way they do, based on their environment, can help you connect with them on a deeper level. So the next time you walk into a room or join a new group, remember the law of conformity. Use it not just to blend in, but to stand out in the right ways and to elevate yourself and those around you. Harness this law and watch as doors begin to open in ways you never expected. Next, Chapter 15, The Law of Fickleness. This chapter explores the often unpredictable and changeable nature of human behavior, particularly in relationships and alliances. Greene defines fickleness as the tendency of people to change their loyalties, interests, or affections unpredictably. This inconsistency can be driven by various internal and external factors. Human emotions are inherently unstable, leading to changing feelings and attitudes over time. External circumstances, such as changes in power dynamics, social status, or personal gains, can influence people's loyalty and behavior. The human desire for novelty and fear of boredom can drive us to seek new experiences and relationships, leading to fickleness. Fickleness can manifest in various ways, including changing loyalties, shifting allegiances in personal relationships, professional settings, or political affiliations, inconsistent behavior, acting unpredictably, and making decisions that seem contradictory or erratic. Short-lived commitments, frequently abandoning projects, goals, or relationships when initial excitement fades. Fickleness can have several negative effects, like loss of trust. Inconsistent behavior can erode trust and credibility in personal and professional relationships. Instability. Constant changes in loyalty and commitment can lead to instability and uncertainty in various aspects of life. Missed opportunities. Fickle behavior can result in abandoning worthwhile endeavors prematurely, leading to missed opportunities for success and growth. Greene offers several strategies to navigate and manage fickleness. First and foremost, strive to be consistent and reliable in your actions and commitments. By doing so, you build trust and credibility, which are essential for stable relationships. Additionally, seek to understand the underlying motivations behind people's fickle behavior. This deeper insight can help you anticipate changes and adapt accordingly, making it easier to navigate unpredictable situations. Moreover, develop patience and resilience to cope with the unpredictable nature of human behavior. These qualities will help you remain steady and focused despite fluctuations in loyalty and commitment. Finally, establish clear boundaries in relationships and professional settings. This step is crucial to protect yourself from the negative effects of others' fickleness and maintain your own stability and well-being. Greene suggests that understanding and leveraging fickleness can be advantageous. By recognizing the psychological roots and manifestations of fickleness and employing strategies to manage and navigate this aspect of human nature, we can build more stable and reliable relationships and achieve greater success in our endeavors. Chapter 16. The Law of Aggression. The law of aggression explores the inherent aggressive tendencies within humans, how they manifest in our behavior, and strategies to harness and manage aggression constructively. Greene defines aggression as a fundamental aspect of human nature, rooted in our evolutionary past. While often viewed negatively, aggression can also drive positive change and achievement when channeled appropriately. Types of aggression. Direct aggression. This is overt and confrontational behavior, such as physical violence or verbal attacks. Indirect aggression. More subtle and manipulative. Indirect aggression includes behaviors like gossip, sabotage, and passive-aggressive actions. Aggression is influenced by several psychological factors, such as survival instincts. Historically, aggression was necessary for survival and securing resources. Status and power. The desire for status and power can fuel aggressive behavior as individuals strive to assert dominance. Frustration and fear. Aggression can be a response to frustration or fear, acting as a defense mechanism. Unchecked aggression can lead to various negative consequences. Aggressive behavior can harm personal and professional relationships, eroding trust and cooperation. Uncontrolled aggression can escalate into violence and destructive conflict. Aggressive actions can damage one's reputation and lead to legal consequences. So, it's crucial to recognize our own aggressive tendencies. This self-awareness allows us to understand when and why we might exhibit aggressive behavior and how to control it. To manage and channel aggression constructively, practice self-reflection. Regularly reflect on your emotions and behavior to identify signs of aggression. Understanding your triggers can help you manage your responses. Differentiate between aggression and assertiveness. Strive to communicate your needs and boundaries clearly and respectfully without resorting to hostility. Channel aggressive energy into positive activities such as physical exercise, creative pursuits, or challenging projects. These outlets can help release tension and utilize aggression productively. Develop empathy and understanding towards others. Recognizing their perspectives and emotions can reduce aggressive impulses and promote more harmonious interactions. Also, learn and practice effective conflict resolution skills. Approaching conflicts calmly and rationally can prevent escalation and foster cooperation. Greene suggests that controlled and channeled aggression can be a powerful force for achievement and progress. When managed properly, aggression can drive us to overcome obstacles, assert our goals, and protect our interests. By recognizing and managing our aggression, we can harness this powerful force constructively to drive positive change and achievement. Move on to Chapter 17, The Law of Generational Myopia. The law of generational myopia delves into the phenomenon of generational differences, how each generation tends to view the world through its own distinct lens, and the resulting conflicts and misunderstandings that can arise. Greene defines generational myopia as the tendency of individuals to see the world primarily through the perspective of their own generation. This often leads to misunderstandings and conflicts between different age groups. Each generation is shaped by the historical events, cultural trends, and technological advancements of its formative years. These experiences influence their values, beliefs, and behaviors. Generational identity provides a sense of belonging and community. People often feel a strong connection to those who share similar experiences and challenges. Generations can become resistant to change, holding on to familiar values and norms, even as society evolves. Manifestations of generational myopia. To start with, differences in cultural references, communication styles, and work ethics can lead to clashes between generations. These clashes often arise from a lack of understanding or appreciation for each other's unique experiences and backgrounds. Furthermore, the rapid pace of technological change can create significant gaps in understanding and using new tools and platforms. Older generations might struggle to keep up with advancements, while younger generations may take these innovations for granted, leading to miscommunication and frustration. Lastly, diverging values and priorities, such as attitudes towards work-life balance, environmental issues, and social justice, can cause friction. These value conflicts often stem from the different historical and cultural contexts in which each generation was raised, influencing their perspectives and priorities. Generational differences can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts in the workplace, affecting productivity and morale. Persistent generational divides can contribute to broader social division and a lack of cohesion within communities. Failure to appreciate and leverage the strengths of different generations can result in missed opportunities for collaboration and innovation. Greene emphasizes the importance of recognizing and appreciating the unique perspectives of different generations. This involves understanding the historical and cultural contexts that shape their views. Practice active listening to understand the perspectives and experiences of other generations. This fosters empathy and reduces misunderstandings. Encourage open and respectful communication between generations. Create spaces for dialogue where people can share their views and learn from each other. Be adaptable and willing to learn from different generations. Embrace new ideas and approaches, and be open to change. Identify and focus on shared goals and values. Working towards common objectives can help bridge generational divides and build unity. Greene suggests that generational diversity can be a powerful asset. By leveraging the unique strengths and perspectives of each generation, we can foster innovation, creativity, and resilience. Overall, it's essential to recognize and appreciate the distinct perspectives of different generations so we can bridge gaps, reduce conflicts, and leverage generational diversity for greater collaboration and success. Finally, the last chapter of the book, Chapter 18, The Law of Death Denial. In this final chapter, Greene delves into the human tendency to deny or avoid the reality of death. He explores how this denial shapes our behavior, influences our decisions, and impacts our psychological well-being. Greene also discusses ways to confront and accept the inevitability of death, ultimately using this awareness to live a more fulfilling and purposeful life. Greene explains that death denial is a universal psychological mechanism. It stems from our deep-seated fear of the unknown and the instinctual drive for self-preservation. By denying death, we protect ourselves from the anxiety and existential dread associated with it. Many people avoid thinking or talking about death, engaging in behaviors and distractions to keep it out of mind. Some rationalize death through religious or philosophical beliefs, finding comfort in the idea of an afterlife or a greater cosmic purpose. Others seek symbolic immortality through achievements, legacy, and lasting contributions to society, hoping to be remembered after they are gone. Consequences of death denial: unfulfilled lives. By avoiding thoughts of mortality, people may delay pursuing meaningful goals and passions, leading to a sense of unfulfillment. Risky behavior. Denial can lead to risky behaviors, as individuals may act as if they are invincible or have unlimited time. Poor decision-making. Avoiding the reality of death can result in poor decision-making, particularly in planning for the future, health, and relationships. So, it's crucial to confront and accept our mortality. This confrontation can lead to a deeper appreciation of life and a greater sense of purpose. Practice mindfulness and live in the present moment. Awareness of death can enhance the appreciation of life's fleeting beauty and encourage you to savor each moment. Focus on creating a positive impact and leaving a meaningful legacy. Consider how your actions today can benefit future generations. Engage in philosophical reflection on the nature of life and death. Explore different perspectives to develop a more nuanced understanding of mortality. Prioritize your health and well-being. Recognizing the finite nature of life can motivate you to take better care of your body and mind. Cultivate acceptance and gratitude for the time you have. Embrace the idea that death is a natural part of life's cycle and focus on making the most of your journey. Greene suggests that an awareness of mortality can be a powerful motivator. Let's embrace the inevitability of death as a fundamental aspect of the human experience. By confronting and accepting our mortality, we can live more fully, make better decisions, and find greater meaning and purpose. So there you have it, the full summary of The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Greene's exploration dives deep into our emotions, behaviors, and the unseen forces that drive us. From understanding irrationality and the complexities of narcissism to recognizing the power of empathy and self-awareness, each chapter offers inspiring, valuable lessons. If you're looking to transform your interactions and elevate your personal growth, Robert Greene's The Laws of Human Nature is absolutely a must-read. By mastering the 18 laws explained in the 18 chapters of the book, we can navigate our relationships more effectively, overcome personal challenges, and harness our innate strengths for greater success and fulfillment. Please help support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and liking the video. Keep exploring yourself and the nature around you. Until next time, peace.